Sand Creek. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Lurking a bit. That's fine. See who else pops in. I'm not going to be here long, but just wanted to come in for a little bit. Have some coffee. Oh my goodness. It's my Bella dog's birthday today. So I am going to probably make a little stop at work and get her a birthday cookie. She needs a birthday cookie. And while I'm out, it's been a little while since my son practiced driving. Since he's got his learner's permit, he's not going to get his driver's license if he doesn't practice. So I'm going to have him come with me when I get her cookie, and then while we're out, I'm just going to let him practice driving. So that's probably what I'm going to be doing today. I said we need to get out there and get him practicing, or he's going to forget everything he's already learned. Because it's been a little while. Hope all is well with you. It took me a little bit to find the screen to set up and everything and get the stream key and all of that. I couldn't get there the same way this morning as I did before because the regular studio is missing. Now it's not Studio Classic anymore. It's something else, I guess, and it took me a few minutes to figure out how to get here to change my title and all that jazz and my thumbnail, and then of course I could go into OBS and hit start streaming, but until then I was like, where do I find the screen for all that other stuff? Because it's not the options the way I would go in before were not there. So that was interesting. I can't even remember how I found it. I couldn't remember how I found it. I'll have to probably take a few minutes the next time and re-find it because I forget what I did. I kind of found it accidentally. It's another beautiful day today. Although I think it's a little bit chillier than yesterday. We had some rain overnight. Let's see. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, it's chilly. Let's see. I want to see it update so that I know that this is accurate. I think it's saying it's 40 degrees, but with the wind chill it's 31, which is chilly. Chilly. Doesn't want to stop the spinning wheel. Okay. Yeah, 40. We're only going to have a high of 44. That's crazy. Yesterday was like 60. Tomorrow's going to be 60. Thursday it's going to rain. Friday it'll be 60. Why are we so cold today? That's depressing. Start getting ready to wind up April and it's still this cold. Hey Bruce, how you doing? How is it going? So I was saying how I'm probably going to take a drive out to work at the pet store and pick up a birthday cookie for Bella. It's Bella's 5th birthday today, my little Bella. And then I'm going to have my son with me so that while we're out, I'll probably just have him practice driving. Because it's been a while since he's gotten any practice in, and he needs to practice before he forgets everything he learned so that he can eventually get his license. Technically, he's had his learner's permit long enough to get it, but he hasn't been practicing and he hasn't put in his required hours for practicing, so he needs to start doing that. And then yesterday, our tree that partially fell down is now removed, so it's nice and open at the side of the house now. A friend and neighbor across the street had messaged me and said how funny the house looks. She's like, your house looks weird now. Just a side note. And I'm like, yeah. I said, well, come July or August, the other tree and the front bushes are all going to be gone too. So just imagine that. But I can't wait. Because we do have plans for the outside of the house, but we can't do it yet. One, we don't have the money, and we're going to start saving up for it. But in the meantime, we have to do things like finish up removing the trees and the bushes. We need to reshingle the house, which what we plan on doing. What we plan on doing is when we take the old shingles off, when we get them taken off, we're putting up one of those tin roofs, the metal roof, tin roof, metal roof, whatever it is. We're hoping to do that instead. So, yeah, we got to save up for that. We also have to at least service our boiler, if not replace it, which is going to be expensive. So step by step, we've got things to do in this house. A good stream to catch is Catfish Terry. Catfish Terry? Never heard of Catfish Terry. I'll have to check it out. I will have to check it out. Yeah, so it's my Shih Tzu Bella's birthday today. 5 years old. So yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take my butt out to the pet store where I work. Use my mask, of course. Go in there, get her a birthday cookie. And we have to get her a new harness, too. She kind of got too chunky for her other one, which we just got used from my mom. She was like, their dog used to wear it. She was like, well, it doesn't fit her anymore, so Bella can have it. And it was always kind of snug on Bella, but now she's kind of it's too tight for her, so she needs another one. If she doesn't have a harness, she pulls too much, and then all she's doing is choking herself. So I figured I'd try and get her a harness while I get her a birthday cookie. And and then let my son practice driving while we're out. That's the plans for today. Maybe pick up some, maybe I should stop while we're out too. I should stop at Walmart. I'll have my mask and all that, go in there and get some herbs, some seed packets for herbs. I want to get seed packets for things like cilantro, basil, parsley, because those are all things that my bunnies can eat. But I also want to get seeds for bell peppers, whether it's green peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers. Green peppers are nice and cheap at the grocery store, so that's what I used to do for them, and I would just buy them green peppers, and I love that. But I also want to get the yellow and the red and all of that. But those are more expensive at the grocery store. So I think I'm going to try my hand at growing them. So I think I'll stop once we stop at the pet store for the birthday cookie and all of that. I'll stop at Walmart because it's nearby, and pick up some seed packets for that stuff, and some more soil because I'm running low on soil. Because the two plants that besides the soil for my tomatoes, I used some more soil for transplanting the plants that I bought from the store a few days ago. They were in smaller pots, so I transplanted them into a couple of bigger pots that I had. Not huge pots, but bigger pots, actual pots, not those plastic things, like those little flimsy plastic things that you buy them in. So put them in bigger pots, and so I'm running low on soil, so I need to get that too. But yeah, so what else is going on? What has everybody got planned for today? We went for a walk yesterday, and I took Lexi, my rat Lexi, with me, and she enjoyed the grass outside. I put the harness on her and set her down in the grass, and she had a ball. Just kind of, my son cut the grass since, so it's shorter now, but while it was a little taller, she was just like kind of walking through there, pushing her face through the grass, eating nibbling on some of the dandelions. Hey, Southern Belle, how are you doing? How are you doing? You hear my Finch in the background? My Finch still doesn't have a name, you guys. I'm having a hard time thinking of one. My previous male Finch was Atticus, and I can't think of one for this guy, and I don't know why. And if I did name him, I forget. I've got so many animals, and if I don't interact with them all the time, if they're not interacting animals, I kind of forget their names because I don't necessarily talk to them. Like my tarantula is a observation animal. My frog is an observation animal. My Finch really is an observation animal, although I kind of tease him and I talk to him and go, meet, meet, and then he'll meet back, But I don't talk to them the way I do my others, so I don't use their names a lot, and then I forget what I've named them. So, if I named him, I can't remember what it is, so he needs a name. All right, Sand Creek, have a good day. Have a good one. Good, glad you're good. Good. Just having my coffee this morning. Hey, Mr. J, how you doing? How's it going? It's a chilly morning here. It's 40 degrees, but then it says it feels like 31, and we're only supposed to have a high of 44 today. Tomorrow it'll be 60. Yesterday it was 60. The poor plants that are blooming outside are going, oh my gosh, why did we do this so early? It's cold. And the neighbors' daffodils have kind of gone because they've got frost. My tomatoes are doing awesome still. One of my little sprouts is missing. I have a feeling that one of the cats attacked it because it had sprouted and it was poking above the soil and now it's not there. So I don't know what happened with that one. It's just a cup of soil now. But it really doesn't bother me because it was just a little tiny thing and I have plenty of others. So long as I leave the other ones alone. It's all I care about. And I want to start on some herbs and some bell peppers for the bunnies. Some seeds for that. And in about a week, I should have my sensitivity plant seeds arrive. So I'm excited to get those going. Whew. So what's everybody else's plans for today? I love looking outside, looking out the window at the side window of the house now because there's no big ugly tree there. I can't wait for the other ones to go. The other tree and the bushes. Oh, I wish we could have paid for it now. Gotta do some. Don't really have any plans. It's hard to make plans these days because most of the plans are going to be indoors in the house. I gotta clean out the bunnies today. Empty litter boxes and sweep up where there's poop on the floor or whatever. Clean up their area a little bit. I think my mom and my sister are messaging because, yep, they are, and I'm getting caught with all the dings from the message since I'm in the thread. Sometimes my phone goes crazy with ding, 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 ding. And I would feel honored and popular, but they're not even talking to me, they're talking to each other. Although I'm sure they're including me. If I chimed in, I'd be welcome. But washing clothes and cleaning a bit. Yeah, cleaning up the bunnies a little bit. Going to the store to get Bella a birthday cookie because it's Bella's birthday today. And buy her a new harness. Letting my son practice driving because it's been a little while and I don't want everything that he did learn to go flying out of his head. Pick up some seeds today, some herbs and some bell pepper seeds. I think that's all I've got on in my plans today. I think. Where's my Bella anyway? Bella? The finch is answering me. Bella? Bella? Bella, Bella? The finch is answering me and you're not. Bella, Bella? Meet me. Meet me. Meet me. See, the finch really needs a name because we do communicate like that. We're just like, meet, 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 meet. I do want to get him a friend, though. I mean, he had a couple of females, but he needs either one female or one male. I think 2 females is why they ended up dying, because there was competition for him. They were competing, and like both the same day, both of the females I found dead, and I was like, what the heck? And now he's alone again, so I need to get him one, just one, either a female or a male, and leave it at that. Call him Mr. J. Maybe I need to call him Roadrunner. Meet me. Meet me. I love him. He's so sweet. Meet me. I have fun. My husband will look at the dog when he's home and I'm doing that. He looks at the dog and he's like, Mommy's teasing the bird. It's just fun. It's just fun. I wish they were a kind of bird that you could take out and let sit on your finger and all of that. I've seen some people be able to do that, but finches are very shy. So when I do come near that, he'll fly around, and if he got out of the cage, I'd probably never get him again. He'd be like somewhere where I can't reach him. We've lost a couple of finches at work before, and they'd get out of the cage when we were trying to get one out for somebody. And, we'd have to have this super, super long handled net and like a spray bottle and chase them around till they tire themselves out, spray them a little bit to make their feathers heavy so that they'll sink down and we can capture them again, because they are hard to catch. I hope he never gets away from me. He's chirping back there very quietly, and then he'll get extra loud when he responds. It's funny when I do a recording for something in the house, and I can hear him chirping in the background of the video. He can hear himself chirping too, so he'll respond to his own chirping. He's quite the little character. Yeah, he's back there quietly chirping. But then you go, me, and he gets loud. As loud as a finch can get. He's not disruptive by any means. Yeah, I can't believe Bella's 5. My baby. It feels like yesterday that we brought her home when she was 8 weeks old. 5 years old now. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy how time flies. Got little scratches all over my hands because yesterday we took a couple of the rats outside to play around in the grass, and Clemency has really sharp nails, and they're not long. That's the thing. We don't need to clip them because they wear them down. They're never too long. They never grow too long. But they're super sharp, and she just tore up my hands yesterday. The boys are like that too. Drake and Kato have sharp nails. Clemency has sharp nails. They all do, but for some reason, theirs are like extra sharp. And she just tears up my hands. And I think when I brought Drake home, like when I adopted Drake, he was always hanging out around my shoulders and my neck, like the back of my neck and all of that. And I literally, when I had come home from adopting him, I literally like put a bunch of Neosporin on my fingers and like rubbed it on the back of my neck, because I was like, man, it hurt so much. They're super short, though. I'd be afraid of quicking them because they are tiny, tiny, tiny little nails, and they're very narrow and they're very short. So they're just very pointy. I don't know if we'd be able to do it or not without hurting them, because they would probably struggle too. I want to at least see if I can like get a nail file and like file them a little bit if they would let me, because I mean they've got delicate little feet, so I don't want to hurt their toes, but those nails, I'm telling you. And it's interesting that we never have to cut them, because whenever I look at them, they're never very long at all. You know, everybody else's nails I have to cut, the dogs, the cats, the rabbits. When I had guinea pigs, I had to cut theirs. You know, you always got to cut everybody's nails, but the rats you don't, or the mice. It's interesting. I need to wear gloves. Well, this was when we were outside and we were trying to put the harness on her, and she just was like gripping the hands when she was trying to get away, because they don't like being handled like that. Put a nail file in their cage. I mean, they climb around all the time and stuff, but I don't know, and maybe that's why they never grow really long, but they are super sharp. Like little razors, some of them. And it's not all, I mean, every single one of the rats has sharp nails, but it's just the boys and Clemency they seem to just be extra sharp. I don't know what it is. We just need to put a whole wall of sandpaper on the side of their cage and just rub your feet on there, boys. File down your nails. It's a thought. We could put sandpaper at the bottom of the cage. But yeah, I had, when it was my neck, my coworker was like, man, he tore up your neck. And I'm like, I can tell it hurts. So I had gone home and I just squeezed the Neosporin tube and got a lot of Neosporin out and then just rubbed it all over the back of my neck. I was like, I ain't getting any secondary infections from this. It just stung. And Drake does really like to hang out around the neck. Kato likes to hide in shirts. But Drake likes to hang out on the back of the neck. Clemency is kind of neck and shirt. They all have their different personalities and where they feel comfortable. Some like hanging out on shoulders, some just on your arm or, whatever. Some like, they have their comfort spots. What was really cute yesterday is I had gone into my son's room to talk to him, and Latte, one of our rats, Latte, she was just laying at the bottom of the cage in the hide, sticking her head out of the hole of the hide, and she was boggling. And the only time I've ever seen any of our rats boggle was Lexi, when I was petting her like really gently on her head, and she just loved it and started boggling. But I've never seen one of the rats just lay there doing nothing and just boggling for the heck of it. Boggling is where their eyes are basically, they'll grind their teeth when they're happy, and when they're really happy, their eyes kind of like bulge, like quickly, like in and out, bulging their eyes. And my son was like, look, Mom, look. Latte's boggling, and I looked over and she's just laying there and her eyes are going crazy. It is the funniest thing. It is the funniest thing. But I was real excited when I was just petting Lexi and Lexi boggled. And I was like, oh, I made her happy. She's relaxed and happy. And yeah, I don't really have to trim Brinley's nails very much. Bella's grow like weeds and I have to cut hers. But Brinley's are never very long. I think she does wear them down when she runs around and stuff like that. Because every time I look at her nails, and I'm kind of happy about that because she is a bear she's very strong, very muscular, very strong, and it would take more than one person to get her nails cut. Like it would take a group of people, but we don't have to tackle it because every time I check out her nails, they're not that bad. Bebek Pudel. Hello, how are you? Namaste. So I'm because I took her to a groomer once to get her nails done, and they basically turned her away because of how difficult she was, and it takes like 3 people at the vet to hold her down to do it. Like it's ridiculous. So basically I have a prescription for her for sedatives. I have to sedate her to cut her nails, and even when she's sedated, she fights. It's just a little bit easier than without it, but it's still a struggle even when she's sedated. It's crazy. And it's not for lack of trying. When she was a puppy, I handled her toes, I handled her feet. You know, you're supposed to be able to touch their feet a lot when they're babies, so they're used to it and stuff. I did. It didn't do any good. She's a nut. And Bella hates it too. It's just that she's so small, it's easier. I have to have someone hold her. But when I hold her, or when someone holds her, then I just, I can handle it when someone else is holding her. Yeah, it's ridiculous. She's a crazy dog when it comes to that. Oh, you're from Nepal? That's awesome. I actually know somebody who lives in Nepal that I met. My grandmother, years and years and years ago, I was a teenager, had gone trekking in Nepal. And she met someone there that was really, like, she kind of almost, quote unquote, adopted her, or adopted him as her son or whatever. And she actually paid to have him visit. He visited us for about a month. So he got a taste of where we were from and everything, and I got to know him pretty well. He was almost like a brother. Yeah, I haven't seen him since, but we still talk. But yeah, it's a chore to. I can't even brush her. Like, if I need to shed her, she needs to have a bath. She needs to go to the vet, not to the vet. She needs to go to the groomer for a bath and then be basically tied down so that they can blow her out with a high velocity dryer. That's the only way to deshed her. I can't. Luckily, she's not long haired and doesn't mat because she's short haired. But I can't brush her. She's scared of the brush, and I don't know why. As soon as she sees it, she goes running. I don't know why. Like, she's never had any bad experiences. She doesn't like any inanimate object that comes near her because I have a back scratch. She loves having her back scratched and a massage and all of that. But if I get the back scratcher and try and touch her with it, she runs. She'll run. Bella loves it, but Brinley runs. I don't know. She's a weird dog. I'm doing good. But, yep, never a dull moment here in this house. Never a dull moment. Yeah, so I have like these pills. Luckily, the sedation pills that I can get from the vet pretty easy, and it's cheap. A bottle of them was $6, and she doesn't even get a whole pill, so I haven't run out. She gets like a half of a pill because of her weight, so she gets half of a pill, but then she's drowsy for much of the day. It lasts for a while, and I worry about her because she was walking around like she was drunk. Like after I would try and cut her nails, she'd walk around like she's drunk. She can't walk a straight line. And then she'd want to follow me up and down the stairs, and I don't want her to fall down and hurt herself. So, but it was quite amusing to watch her walking around like she was drunk. It is quite amusing. I just don't want her to hurt herself trying to follow me around up and down any stairs. Just lay down and go to sleep. Thank you. Everybody hit that thumbs up button for me, if you will, if you haven't already. Just drinking my morning coffee. What time is it in Nepal? I'm not quite sure what the time difference is anymore. It's been a long time. My bunny is making noise. What are you doing? Throwing things around. What are you throwing around? She's playing. She's going in and out of her tunnel. She's throwing her tunnel around is what she's doing. She's rolling it around on the floor. She'll go through it, and then she's rearranging her enclosure. She's just rolling it around. Do I want it over here? I don't know if I want it here. I am from the United States. Although at the time when I had met that other guy from Nepal, I was a teenager and I was living in Canada. I'm originally from Canada. It's 7:30 p.m. Cool. Yeah, it is almost 10 o'clock a.m. here. Which state? I am in Indiana. Yep, good morning for me. I haven't been awake very long. I woke up about 8 o'clock. I just really didn't get up until about, I guess it was about 8:30 I got up. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it certainly is. It's frustrating. Every time I go for a walk, I see people doing things that they shouldn't be doing with this pandemic, and I just get so frustrated. I'm like, I can't leave my house. I want to knock everybody's heads together that are doing it wrong. Like, it's just going to make... And then we got so many people protesting because they don't like to be told that they have to stay home. Well, for heaven's sakes, it's for your own good. And when we, as parents, when we ground our children or discipline our children, we're like, it's for your own good. Don't be throwing fits because you got caught doing something you shouldn't be doing. There's consequences. We're trying to teach our children to live in the real world, and now these children are watching grown adults acting like children because they're being told that they have to stay home for their own good. Drives me crazy. And you don't like that you have to stay home, but you're going out there and making things worse so that this is going to last longer. It's so counterproductive. And I just want, every time I go out and I see things happening, I just, and I'm like, I need to just go back home and be blissfully unaware that there are stupid people. Yep. That and people that just don't want to be told that they have to stay home because it violates their rights. Well, you know what? You have a right to go out and endanger yourself. That's fine. But the problem is you're fighting because you don't like that your rights are quote unquote being taken away. But doing that, going out and all that, you're not just hurting yourself, which if you want to hurt yourself, fine. But you're not just hurting yourself, you're hurting other people, and that's not fair. I mean, for those people, it's going to take someone really close to them dying from this before they're going to get it, I think. Like, I just don't understand how people can be so selfish. It's not just, and then everybody's like, you know, praising the health workers, the doctors, the nurses. They're putting their lives on the line every day for this. You know what? Thank them by doing what you're supposed to do and stop protesting this. Stay home, keep yourself and others safe. That's how you can thank them. They're overwhelmed because of things like this. Because people are taking risks that they don't need to be taking. That's a stab in the back. That's a spit in the face to those health workers. We're not thanking them by acting like idiots. You know, we could say thank you all we want, and you know that they're doing what they're doing, and putting their lives on the line and getting sick to help us, and we're going to protest and complain that our rights are being taken away when it's for our own good in the first place. You know, that's a spit in the face to those health workers, because the longer this goes on, the harder they're having to work. And it's just not right. It's just not right. It makes me upset. But that's how I feel about that. I have my feelings about that. Anyway. Yeah. And tell the people that have lost their loved ones that it's a setup. I mean, come on. You know, it's ridiculous. And so many people that are being like, it's just like the flu and people die from the flu every year. And yes, but when was the last time hospitals were at their capacity or beyond their capacity for the flu? And when was the last time you saw semi-trucks, freezer trucks out back of a hospital to hold dead bodies because the morgue is filled to capacity? When was the last time hospitals ran out of supplies for the flu? I mean, this is not the same thing. This is not the same thing. And the people who think it's a setup have not lost people close to them yet then. Because, oh my gosh, it just drives me insane. It drives me insane. And everybody's so concerned about, oh, my rights, my rights, my rights. Well, you have a right to go out and harm yourself if you wish. But you don't have a right to go out there and harm other people. I mean, to me, that's almost like a terrorist activity. You know that going out there could risk another person's life and you do it. You know, to me, that's almost like attempted murder. You know, you're not using a literal weapon. You're not using a gun or a knife or anything like that. But you're using a virus. It's like chemical warfare, I feel like. That's what I feel like. If you know that going out there can risk someone else's life, to me, that's terrible. That's terrible that people are willing to do that because they feel violated. Their rights are violated, but they're going out there and they're going to hurt other people. Hey, Eric. How you doing? You're taking Airborne. I'm like a lot of vitamin C and stuff like that, but I'm also really not going anywhere. I've only been out in a public place like twice since I stopped working. For the most part, I just take the dogs for a walk and stay home. And I've been to Walmart once and the pet store where I work once to get essentials. That's it. And I've only I only did Walmart like a few days ago and the pet store like a week ago. And the rest of the time I've been home. My husband, however, has to be out there more often because he's considered an essential worker. So he still has had to travel, most driving, but being in places that, you know, he's being exposed. But he's got an N95 mask. He's got, you know, he carries hand sanitizer with him constantly. In fact, we had to get him a really, really good hand cream because his hands were starting to get all cracked and bleeding and everything because they're so dried out. Oh, it cracks me up. If it was a girl, I'd call him Mimi. Your name would be Mimi if you were a girl. Mimi. I don't know what to call you when you're a boy, though. I love that little Finch. He's so sweet. Excuse me. It's a little bit quiet. It says there's 6 people in here. Who's all here? Eric's here. Southern Bella's here. Mr. J. Beck. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 4. I can count. Can't wait to get my sensitivity plant seeds. I want to plant my sensitivity plant. Can't wait, can't wait. I'm going to do an experiment too because the instructions say to soak the seeds for 24 hours before planting them. So I'm going to kind of do it 2 ways. I'm going to take some of the seeds, soak them for 24 hours and do it the way they say, and then I'm going to take others and just plant them and see the difference in germination rate and stuff like that. Just do a little experiment. And it said they don't really like being transplanted, so I thought about germinating them in the paper towel like I did with my tomatoes, but then they might throw a little bit of a fit if I remove them from the paper towel to put them in soil. So, I mean, maybe I'll do it 3 ways. Maybe I'll do it soaking for 24 hours and then planting, and then not soaking for 24 hours and planting, and then another one not soaking for 24 hours and putting them in a paper towel. And see, and just see the differences. I think that would be a cool experiment. Coffee. I might have to brew myself some more. Well, now it says I have 4 people. The 4 I counted, the other 2 disappeared. Well, it does seem a little weird when do doctor. Well, doctor's appointments over the phone, I'm sure it is weird, but at the same time, the alternative is going into the hospital or going into the clinic where you're going to get exposed to unnecessary germs. With how contagious this is, I can see why. I mean, even if you're not exposed to other people necessarily, the doctor has seen so many different people, that I can kind of see, that the only reason to go in would be if they have to see you. Otherwise, might as well talk over the phone. Like a lot of the times when I go for, when I have to make an appointment because I have to renew my prescriptions for my depression and anxiety or whatever, we're mainly talking. She's not like checking me out or anything physically. We're mainly talking. It's totally something that we can do over the phone. I mean, if you don't have to expose yourself to that environment, I think that's better. Maybe odd, but I think it's better. Hey, welcome back, Sand Creek. Trying to think of a way to change my name. Instead of, it used to be just Passion for Pets. Then I changed it to Ann Moore because I've been doing other things on my channel other than just the pets. But now I'm trying to figure out how I can change it. I don't want it to be horribly long, and a lot of people call me Passion now. So I think Passion should still be in the name. But I want to be able to include things that I'm doing now. Like I want to include, obviously, the pets. I want to include plants. I want to include, because I'm getting into that now. I want to try my hand at that. I've always been horrible at keeping plants. I'd always kill them. But I'm trying to turn a new, quote-unquote, leaf. And then crafting, and then my inspirational videos and stuff like that. I'm kind of all into all of those lately, and I want to kind of incorporate all of that into my title somehow. But I'm not sure, like passions, pets, plants, crafts, and inspiration is really long, but no one has to say all of that. They can just say passion still. I don't know. I don't know how I want to do it. I don't know how I want to change it. What do you guys think? Because I don't want people coming and thinking that this is strictly a pet channel. Why is she doing inspirational videos? Why is she crafting? Why is she talking about plants when she's about pets, you know? But the way people are acting so crazy. Yeah. People are like, psh, it's ridiculous. And my husband said in a lot of cases, he doesn't even feel necessarily safe anymore. Like a lot of these protests that are happening in other states and everything now, they're not all peaceful. They're not all peaceful protests. Some are peaceful protests, but even then those protests shouldn't be happening because they're all in close proximity to each other without masks and things like that. So that's still a bad situation. But you've got other protests that aren't so peaceable, and people are bringing guns. They may not even necessarily be using them, but they're bringing them. And then, like what the protest that was happening in Michigan, they were blocking emergency vehicles from getting to the hospital. You know, it's just a hard situation. It's hard to type all your names, short and sweet, and don't worry about adding everything to your name. Just okay. I take it you heard what I was talking about. But yeah, I just want to be able to use a name that doesn't like confine my content to just one thing, you know? Which was why, like, when I first started my channel because of Milo, I literally called my channel Life with Milo. And then I was like, well, now I'm talking about my other animals, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, so that's why I changed it from that, because I didn't want to restrict it. How you doing, Mike? Meep, meep. Every now and then I just gotta get the Finch going. Meep, meep. Meep. Passion for etc. Passion for stuff. I don't know. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So maybe I should change my logo to something. I've had that logo for a while. Hobbies, yeah. Hobbies would include several things. Passion for pets and hobbies? No. Passions, hobbies, and pets. I'll just think about it. And just put my face up. Nobody wants to see that face. Need to have a picture of one of my pets crafting, maybe. I'll give the rats a pencil. This requires more coffee and a warmer shirt. Yeah, don't lock your name. See, that's why I almost feel like my name now, Passion for Pets, kind of locks it down to one thing, I feel like. But I did add the and more. And people that click on your channel are coming to the video because they're interested in the title of the video. Mm-hmm. I'm not real creative with my titles, though, either. It's like, what should I name it? Like, even for the stream, I'm like, what should I name the stream? Happy Tuesday! Yeah. That's true. Oh, I'm out of coffee now. I should brew some more. It's the one thing about when my husband brews the coffee is that he only brews enough for 1 cup. I only get 1 cup when he does it. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. I'll have to think about it. It's a work in progress. Hey, Ashley, how are you? How you doing? I'm doing good. I am doing good. It's a chilly morning. It was like 60 degrees yesterday, and it was really nice. It's sunny right now and everything, but it's like 40 degrees, but it feels colder. It's only supposed to go up to 44. So it's a little chillier. I don't like chilly. And we're almost finished April. I mean, good grief. What is wrong with the weather? Crazy, crazy weather. Isn't it? It's nuts. I mean, okay, so yesterday was 60. Tomorrow's supposed to be 60, but like just a few days, like less than a week ago, it snowed. And I'm like, like, I think it was Thursday, it snowed. I'm like, for heaven's sakes. $64 there. It's supposed to be 60 tomorrow. But yeah, it's chilly here right now. I want to open the windows. Yeah, see, and no one can plant anything outside because tonight it's supposed to get down to like 29 degrees. Tomorrow's cloudy but 60 with some wind. Thursday it's supposed to be 55 but raining. At least it's rain and not snow, but good grief. Oh, 70. I'm jealous. 78. Yes, exactly, Mr. J. It is hard because there's people that I'll put their name in of their channel and there's like 50 other ones. And then you gotta, like, scroll through them to find who you want to find. I want some warmer weather. I want to be able to sit outside and not freeze. My son likes to open his window, take the roof to the kitchen is right outside his window, so he can open the window. He's last summer he opened the window, took the screen out, and sat out on the roof. He wants to do that, but it's too cold. Like we have a 2-story house, but the kitchen, there's nothing upstairs is above the kitchen, so the kitchen has its own roof, and he sits on it. He scared me one day though, because I went outside and he's like, "Hi, Mom," and I'm like, "Okay, I hear you, but I don't see you. What's going on?" And he was up above my head. Freaked me out. I hear him hearing voices. He's a character for sure. Meet me. Oh, I love teasing that bird. Meet me. He needs a name. Forget my channel name. We need to name the finch, guys. Poor little dude does not have a name. I keep wanting to drink my empty coffee. Meet me. If he was a female, I would seriously call him Mimi. 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 Oh, goodness. Quarantine day number whatever it is. Talking to the finch. Meet me. Little dude. Just call him little dude. Hey, little dude. Hey, little dude. Meet me. Oh, goodness. They're going to send me to the funny farm because I'm just meeping all over the place. Meep, meep. She's lost her marbles. She's talking to the bird. Meep, meep. Oh, goodness. Remy's quiet. Remy! Why are you quiet? Usually he takes over the streams. Lately maybe he's learned. He's learned respect. Oh. Me? I'm talking to the bird. Meep, meep. Just like that. And then he responds, but he didn't do it that time. Meep, meep. Meep, meep. Meep, meep. Meep, meep. Yeah, there he goes. Remy, why are you so quiet, bud? Usually he's squawking up a storm trying to take over. I do have 2 birds. That's okay. I could name my channel Passion's Funny Farm. That would work. Yes, I do have 2 birds, Eric. I have Remy, the Quaker parrot, and then I have the finch that has no name. Which he does need a friend because they are communal birds. They don't typically want to be by themselves, but he wasn't alone until the females died, but I've since learned that they probably died because they felt like they had to compete for the boy's attention. So the next time he gets a friend, it's either going to be 1 female or it can be more than 1 male, but it's definitely not going to be 2 females. It's kind of not a good thing to have 1 male and 2 females because then there's competition, or 2 males and 1 female, and then there'll be competition the opposite way. So I've since learned that. So eventually I'll get another, probably, maybe another male. It would be pretty cool to have a female in there and see them have little babies. I mean, finches are so small to begin with. Can you imagine newly hatched little baby finches? Oh my gosh. I want to see that. That, I feel like, would be pretty sweet. Oh my gosh. Maybe I can kind of go off of Dude and call him Dudley. Should I name him Dudley? Hey, Dudley. Or Doodly. Doodly? Doodly? Doodly. I had parakeets named Pebbles and Bam Bam. Aw, parakeets are sweet too. I almost, before I got my Quaker and before I got the finch, I did want to get parakeets. With summer coming on, that would be easier for the babies to not be. Yeah. Yep. Ding. I just think that they would be really, really cute because, you know, with adult finches being so small, when they lay eggs, the eggs aren't going to be very big, so then there's going to be little tiny babies hatching out of there, and oh my gosh, can you just imagine the cuteness? The alien cuteness. Hey, Doughboy! How you doing this morning? And then, hey, I can hand feed them and have maybe friendly finches. Maybe finches that won't want to try and get away all the time. Maybe they'll be okay with sitting on my finger and, there's an idea. Hand-fed baby finches that aren't going to be scared of your hands? I'm good. I am doing good. Ding, ding. I'm getting Facebook messages. And then I also want to try breeding Harry with Pip when Pip is old enough. That would be pretty cool. you don't see hairless hamsters very often, so if I could breed him, I could probably make a little bit of money off of him. Because the one and only time I've seen a hairless hamster in a pet store was Harry. I've never ever seen them otherwise. And corporate did say, because he's a little more expensive, they paid more for him and they're not as common, so when I wanted to get him, they didn't give me a discount because of him being more expensive and not as common to see. So I was like, I wonder if I could just breed them and like, here, for $10 I'll give you these hamsters, and then they'd make like $20 off of them because they were charging $30 for them. That's an interesting combination. That's funny. Apparently the sugar gliders that we have at work are very sweet. Sugar chickens. We've had sugar gliders before at work that were very shy, couldn't hardly see them, you know. These ones are really sweet, apparently. Sugar chickens or chicken gliders. It'll be the first chickens that can fly, because chickens can't fly, right? They flap their wings and kind of hop around, but they don't fly, do they? They're not flight birds, to my knowledge, right? I mean, I've seen chicken run and they didn't fly. I bet they are. I would love to see it. I feel like sugar gliders are really cute anyway because they're so small and just fuzzy and cute, but babies gotta be adorable. Oh, I've never seen a sugar glider baby. And I've only one time in my life actually held a sugar glider. And it wasn't for very long because she was bonded to her human. So I had her sitting on my hand for like maybe 5 seconds, and then she jumped back over to her mama. Chickens fly enough to pop out of a fence. Oh, So in Chicken Run, they were just stupid because they were trying to like catapult each other over the fence. Okay, they can fly straight up. What was wrong with the chickens in the movie Chicken Run then? Did they just not know that they can fly? Curiouser and curiouser. Oh. Clip a wing. Gotcha, gotcha. See, I just learned something new about chickens. Another thing I learned about chickens when I was doing trivia was that chickens have earlobes. I did not know this. I didn't know chickens had earlobes. But apparently, chickens have earlobes according to the trivia. I didn't even know they had ears that you could see, let alone earlobes. I love that shirt. That's funny. Well, I was wearing a shirt yesterday when we went for a walk, and it says, I've worn it in videos before, but it says, watch closely, I'm about to do something stupid. And I'm like, I want to mass produce this shirt and give it to everybody who doesn't want to stay home. Everybody who's out at the park playing football, the kids swing, the parents of the kids who are letting their kids swing on at the playground and be on the playground equipment. I want to hand out these shirts. Watch closely, I'm about to do something stupid. All these people who don't want to listen and are so like, my rights, my rights. Pet chickens like their ears rubbed. Oh, really? Are you joking with me? I do want to have some chickens. I want to set up a little coop in the backyard with chickens. I live in town, but if you get the okay, you can have chickens in town. Really? Oh, that's sweet. Pet chickens like their ears rubbed. I'm just trying to visualize them like going, ah, my ears. I want to see that. I want to see a chicken getting its ears rubbed. Don't pierce them. Don't pierce your ears. You know, because I'll rub the dog, I'll, pet the rats, whatever. I've never imagined sitting there just rubbing the ears of a chicken. And that's totally understandable too, choosing freedom over safety. But at the same time, it's not just, these people that are protesting and everything, it's not even just about them. It's for others' safety too. And I feel like they're being selfish when they're like, my rights, I'm going to go out and endanger other people. I don't think that's fair. If it was only about their safety, that's one thing, but it's not about just their safety. It's about everyone else's safety too. And maybe they'd feel different about it if people that were really close to them died from this. Maybe then they'd feel differently. But it's not fair to other people. And it's just going to make all of this last longer. If people would just do what they're supposed to do, this would be over faster. But as it is, we're starting to have to look at the fact that the whole year is going to be like this because people are just not listening. Coming to the chicken and you. That's interesting. I want to look up videos. Are there videos out there of rubbing a chicken's ears? I want to see. I want to see chicken ear rubbing. Do you have chickens, Mike? You need to go out there and make a video rubbing your chicken's ears if you've got chickens. Just a little chicken ear rubbing video. I want to see it. Rub your bird's ears. I rub the sides of his head when he lets me. When he's in the mood for that, I'll just rub his head. And he enjoys that. But then when he's not in the mood, he'll just be like, get off of me. And he'll try and bite. So, You don't live on the farm anymore. You've got some nice looking property, don't you? Like, that's not a farm, that's just land, I guess. Yeah, that's good that you do that. Yeah. And I'm a homebody anyway, but you know, if I want to be able to go to the store and stuff, like I'm dying to go to the craft store, but that's not essential. So, there's just, or visit, even just to see a friend or whatever. And, there's things that we can't do. And it does suck. It does. But at the same time, I know it's for everybody's good. And it's really rude and insensitive and selfish of me to complain that I can't do this or I can't do that or my rights are being violated when I know that when I go out there, I'm endangering somebody else. And it's, we need to think about other people. I gotta go. I'm getting hungry for eggs and chicken. Yep. I was like shaking my head the other day when I was at Walmart because this girl she was in the same aisle as us. She wasn't wearing a mask, but she was covering her face with her hand. And I'm like, okay, in place of a mask, that's fine, I suppose. But then she would take her hand away from her, and she was literally touching her face. She didn't just have her hand hovering in front of her face. She was touching her face with her hand. And that's all fine and dandy until she removed her face from her hand and picked something up off the shelf, looked at it, put it back, and then put her hand back on her face. I was like, oh dear Lord, help us. that is counterproductive. That is not going to help you. Not going to help you. And she did it multiple times. I was like, looked at my husband and I'm like, you know how badly I want to say something right now? Sorry, I have to go. It's time to be ignored. Love you and have a great day, Passion. All right, have a good day. I'll probably go ahead and wrap it up anyway. I need to eat something, and I've been on for an hour and a half, so I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up too. And I will talk with you guys another time. Bye, everybody.